get it twisted. I'm really 10 toes to the pavement, getting to it, little baby. Yeah, I'm all about my business.
DiggaD SavO, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we got UK drill rappers and knife fights. That's crazy. But before we get to the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out the description box and follow my other channels, my vlog channel, my second reaction channel, and my podcast channel, Redstone Media. As you see in the t-shirt, links are in the description. If you want to follow me on Instagram so you can easily request songs to get react to, or your song to get react to, the link to my Instagram is also in the description box, so make sure you check it out. Make sure you guys watch the full video and hit that like button. We are very, very, very close to 8K, so hit that like button, destroy the like button. And with all that being said, let's get to the video. Oh man, I hate when this happens. Alright, let's go.
When most think of the UK, the first thing that comes to mind is the royal family, tea and crumpets, or Big Ben. But the UK drill scene has exposed the darker side of the kingdom that many don't get to see.
Facts.
A world full of stabbings, gang beef, kidnapping, and murder. Here's a look at some of the craziest knife fights that have involved UK drill rappers. Youngdiz. Europe has much stricter gun laws than the US, and therefore it's rare for rival gangs to shoot at one another in the UK. However, that doesn't stop the violence. Stabbings and knife crime are more common on the streets of London than they are in the US. Local gangs are responsible for thousands of stabbings per year, and police reported that between 2018 and 2019, there were 4,277 cases of knife crime.
Dang.
Authorities say that the popularity of drill music is behind the wave of stabbings. So in 2019, they partnered with YouTube to ban the genre and have 130 drill music videos removed from the platform. One case in particular, involving a rapper from East London named Youngdiz, caught their attention and prompted the crackdown on drill in the country. Isaac Donko, who raps under the name Youngdiz, was arrested in April 2019 for a kidnapping that occurred the previous summer. Diz was accused of recruiting a group of high school kids, 2 that were 16 and 2 that were 14, to help him kidnap and torture another 16-year-old enemy. Isaac was a member of the Six Gang, which operated out of the Beckton neighborhood of East London. He's also a popular rapper who performed under the name Youngdiz and had even been featured on Tim Westwood's popular YouTube channel. Diz is known as the Prince of the Six and is a feared and respected gang member in East London. He has been making music for years, and when drill started to pop off in London, he caught the wave and began to build a career for himself. But his music career was put on hold for a while after he caught a pretty wild charge. Diz was 21 years old at the time and had recruited a group of teenagers from a local high school to help him with the kidnapping. It was later alleged in court that Diz would often go to the local high school and flaunt his wealth and status in the street to recruit younger kids in the neighborhood to help him commit crimes. He would front them money and drugs, then use that to manipulate them into doing whatever he wanted. Allegedly, the victim had stolen some product from Diz and refused to pay him back or listen to his demands, so the rapper decided to make an example out of him. In August 2018, Diz and his crew spotted the victim on Gordon Road in London and forced him into a dark blue Ford. The victim later testified in court that he was sure they were going to kill him. Instead, they ended up torturing the victim by beating him, stabbing him with scissors, burning him with boiling water, and forcing him to swallow cannabis. They then found him to call his family and demand a ransom of 1,500 pounds, which is around 1,900 US dollars, and eventually let him go. However, they filmed the whole thing with an iPhone camera, which was later used as
$1,900, bro. Are you serious? $1,900. You finna go. You finna go do this crazy crime. One, you picked up kids to do it with you, so they gonna try to max you out because you used kids, and then it's like, bro, $1,900. Y'all did all that for $1,900. That's no. That was no. I can't even respect that. I can't even respect that, bro. $1,900. If I'm doing something like, that's why, when it comes to like people that do flocking, if you know what that is, you know what it is. If you don't, you don't. Hey, but like, bro, that's something I would not do. Cause one, you going into somebody's house, you taking a chance on them having something. Like, all right, you going, y'all probably staked it out, watch it, think, oh yeah, he got a nice car, he got a nice house, he got the, probably a Rolex on or something. So therefore, we thinking he has this amount of money in the house. What if he don't? You know, he just went in there, went in somebody's house, party, almost got shot, probably almost had to do something to them, and even came out with nothing. That's why I couldn't do it, though. If I rather go work for mine.
Evidence. Diz was eventually arrested and sentenced to over 6 years for kidnapping and torture. Although it was not the only crime that led to the UK's war on drill music, it definitely contributed, and the official crackdown on the genre on YouTube came just a month after this incident. Many have criticized the police and tech company for their decision to crack down on the genre, claiming that it's a violation of freedom of speech and creative expression. But police claim that drill music glorifies violence and gang culture and has led to an increase in stabbings in London. However, the ban on drill has only added to the genre's popularity, and the violence hasn't exactly calmed down. If you thought that was crazy, these next rappers started a machete fight in public. Yup, here's what went down. DiggaD SavO. On January 2nd, 2019, a fight broke out outside of the Westbourne Park tube station on Harrow Road in London between two rival gangs. According to news outlets, the fight was pre-planned and was a clash between two rival gangs, the Ladbroke Grove gang and the Mozart gang.
You take people's guns away, they still gonna find a way to do something. There were 7 men in total wielding knives and machetes. 2 innocent women ended up getting hurt in the fight, and all 7 men were arrested and sentenced to prison time, including 2 famous drill rappers. 3 of the men arrested were a part of a music crew and gang called 1011, who operate out of the Ladbroke Grove neighborhood and are also known as the Ladbroke Grove gang. The other 4 were members of another rival street gang and music crew called the Harrow Road Boys, who are also known as the Mozart gang because they operate out of Mozart Estates. There are 2 opposing sets who are also part of the local drill scene. The 3 Ladbroke Grove gang members who were part of the brawl were 18-year-old Jordan Mdot, 19-year-old Rice Herbert, and an unnamed 17-year-old associate. Mdot and Herbert are well-known drill rappers who make music under the names SavO and DiggaD. DiggaD and his crew, 1011, are credited with being one of the first drill groups in London. They formed the group in 2015 and have had several clashes with the police while they've been active. In 2017, the group was arrested for carrying machetes and baseball bats, which they claimed were for a music video. But police weren't buying it and claimed the group was planning an ambush of a rival gang. 1011 was hit with the criminal behavior order, which meant that all of their prior videos were taken off the internet, and the crew had to seek permission from the police before uploading any more music. By that point, the songs had already racked up millions of plays, and their fans quickly started uploading the music to their own channel to continue the movement. Also present in the brawl were 4 members of the Harrow Road Boys / Mozart gang. None of them were famous rappers, however, there are drill rappers in the group like Ratlin and Fredo, but none were present in this particular fight. The entire brawl was captured by CCTV, and all 7 men were quickly arrested after the incident. The leader of the Mozart gang, Damani Charles, was stabbed in the brawl and was treated at the scene, then arrested. The 17-year-old associate of the Ladbroke Grove gang was also stabbed but managed to escape. He later showed up at a hospital and claimed he had been injured from falling off a bike. The rest of the crew involved in the brawl were later arrested in their homes. Because the fight was caught on tape, they didn't have much of a defense, and nearly all of them pled guilty to violent disorder and possession of a deadly weapon. They were all sentenced to between 2 and 3 years for the crime, except the 17-year-old who was detained for 10 months. If you thought that was crazy, this next rapper was arrested after attacking a moving vehicle with a huge zombie knife. Joshua Gardner is a drill rapper and a member of the G-Lane gang, or CR7 crew, that operates out of Croydon, South London. The crew was well known to the local gang unit, especially after an incident involving a member named Joshua Gardner who attacked a vehicle with a huge zombie knife on the streets of London. The incident happened back in 2018 and was captured on a dash cam. The video that was later played in court shows Joshua on a bike approaching a blue Volkswagen parked on the side of the street. The vehicle clearly recognizes Joshua as he pulls up and tries to pull out and speed away. However, traffic prevents the car from escaping, and Joshua gets off his bike and begins attacking the vehicle. First, he kicks the door, and then he starts swinging around a huge zombie knife and uses it to batter the windows and door of the vehicle. That's a big blade, my boy.
But it's locked, and the driver manages to get out and escape on foot. Joshua was arrested and charged with attempting to cause grievous bodily harm. The gang unit in the local police department was already familiar with Joshua due to some of his past activities and his involvement with the G-Lane gang. Not much is known about G-Lane. They have a bunch of assorted videos out by different members on YouTube, including a video for the song No Hook by Grinner and YL, where Joshua can be seen standing in the background. According to the UK newspaper, The Sun, the gang was also known by the postcode CR7 and had been involved in a gang war that led to multiple stabbings and murders, including the death of a 15-year-old. Joshua, who was only 18 at the time of his arrest, had been charged once before for attempting to rob a school kid of his cell phone and wallet. To the shock of many paying attention to the case, the rapper was let off with just 150 hours of community service and no jail time for the road rage incident. The judge who presided over the case claims that a kidnapping that had occurred not long before the case was the reason behind why she let him off with just a warning. Apparently, on March 26, 2018, Joshua was kidnapped by another gang of men in their 20s over a drug debt that his friend owed. He was held at gunpoint and forced to sell drugs for them for 10 days until the debt was paid off.
What
She
the
claimed
hell?
that although the kidnapping was no excuse for violent behavior, it did explain why he was acting in such a reckless and vicious manner. Many local Croydon residents who were following the case were shocked by this verdict and claimed that it was only going to lead to more knife crime in the city. However, Joshua didn't make contact with the victim. He merely caused a frenzy and terrorized the public. The court was not able to bring any evidence.
To me, it looked like he was riding, but I don't know if he was riding up to the car. Because to me, it looked like he just happened to be coming. They seen him, or they just happened. He was going by the car, and they just kept trying to come out, and he got mad. That's what it looked like to me. But that's crazy. But for them having knife fights like that, you gotta understand, y'all have a super strict gun law, so therefore it's rarely for people to have guns. And all the other places like LA and everything, yeah, it's gun laws, but you can find a gun in the alley sometimes, man. Let's be honest. But it's like that's why they have so many knife fights, because it's hard for them to get a gun, so therefore they gonna use the knife. Man, trust me, gang culture goes any and everywhere, and even if it ain't gang culture, it's still people that still out here just committing crime. So they gonna still find something to use, whether it's a bat, a knife, a stick, anything. They gonna find something. Like that's one thing about humans, man.
Joshua's gang ties, other than his presence in music videos, and therefore it may have been tough to make the jail time stick. However, that didn't stop the public from going into a frenzy, claiming that the jail time was too lenient and that it sets a bad example for other kids roaming the streets with knives and machetes.
It kind
If
of
you thought that was crazy, this next rapper stabbed a man in the heart outside a fast food restaurant, then rapped about it in a song where he mocked him for his meal choice. You don't want to miss this crazy story. Lil Mdot. Lil Mdot is a rapper associated with the South London gang and rap crew called 814, a split-off group of a larger gang called the Ghetto Boys that operates in the New Cross, Lewisham, and Deptford area of South London. 814 has gained prominence in the UK drill scene, and Lil Mdot was one of their most prominent members. But Mdot's career would be cut short after he was found guilty of causing bodily harm to a victim he stabbed in March 2020. The stabbing occurred outside of After Hours, a fast food restaurant in New Cross, South London. 814 is known to have beef with another local gang called Monson Bloodset. The man that Mdot attacked was a man named Ahmad Torfi, who was alleged to be a member of the rival gang. However, according to the defense attorneys, Ahmad was not an active gang member, but simply friends with a few members of the crew and was actually a shy, mild-mannered man who worked as a steward at local sporting events. He was out that night getting food with his twin brother and girlfriend when Mdot caught him off guard and stabbed him multiple times in the chest. He had to undergo open heart surgery because of the attack and is now permanently paralyzed. To make matters worse, Mdot released a freestyle to YouTube where he brags about the stabbing. He even goes as far as to diss his victim for his meal choice, rapping, "All he wanted was some mac and cheese."
Talk on the net, I don't mind it. Should have been dead, but you brought through fighting. Blue tape was done by me. I put A in the A and E. Deep blues, but it's not that deep, because all you really wanted was some mac and cheese.
It's pretty cold-blooded to nearly stab someone to death, then make fun of their taste in food. But in the world of drill rap, anything goes. Mdot was arrested not long after releasing his freestyle and sentenced to 14 years in prison for the crime. Ahmad survived the attack, but is now permanently affected. Although no one deserves to be stabbed in the chest while out grabbing a meal, there is a disagreement online as to how involved Ahmad was in the Monson Bloodset gang. Several media outlets allege that the crime was a case of mistaken identity. However, this clearly isn't the case. Ahmad, who also went by the name Ace, was at least affiliated with the Monsons, as seen in this picture drill fans uncovered on social media. Others have claimed that Mdot was active on social media and had gotten into beef with rival gang members online in the past. Also, Lil Mdot claims in court that Mdot and his brother rushed him when they saw him outside the restaurant and was simply acting in self-defense. Whether Mdot is entirely innocent or not doesn't really matter, because Lil Mdot still committed the crime and then proved his guilt by rapping about it. But hopefully, this will be a lesson to others that even just hanging with the wrong
Hey, that's fact though, man. Like I always tell y'all, man. Hey, sometimes I be like, man, I'm probably preaching, but hey, I'm really just trying to give y'all some game, man. Cause y'all, it be a lot of people that just don't pay attention to the little things, bro. Like, you could not be putting your current crimes in rap lyrics. They pay attention to that, man. Hip hop is a major, like, money company. If you like put it simply, like, they pay attention to all that. They look at people's videos, people having these guns in their videos. That, like, trust me, they have computers or whatever that can slow them videos down and, like, find the barcode on them guns. That's how a lot of rappers get locked up. It's been plenty of places. Like, I'd seen one. It was I think it was like Detroit or something. Like, I think they took a whole a whole project community to jail. Like, or at least most of them went to jail because all them guns in the video, they were able to see who, like, everybody's face, who's on parole, who's on probation, who got a gun, who guns were stolen, everything. Y'all really gotta be smart, man. All y'all, everybody gotta be smart. Be YouTubers, rap artists, be safe, man. Be smart. Like, I can't put no more emphasis on it. Be smart about what you saying in these songs. Catch that in this video.
Look, don't get it twisted. I'm really 10 toes to the pavement, getting to it, little baby. Yeah, I'm all about my business.